Hi there, this is Sherman Rowland, and I'm going to shoot a quick video showing you how to remove your vise. And if your crossfeed is a little bit tight, like when you crank across and you feel it kind of like too tight, chances are the vise has been over tightened and it's distorting that vise base a little bit. You'd be surprised how much force you can have with a little bolt. When my brother and I were young, we decided to do an experiment. We had a, I don't know what the hell car it was. It was like a Chevy Impala or something like that. We wanted to see if we could lift it with a 1/4 inch of bolt. And you can. 1/4 inch bolt's pretty strong. So anyway, to do this, you want to have yourself a 5/32 Allen wrench. Make a good fit, and you basically got to crank it down and loosen these. You want to get the wrench all the way down, so if there's dirt in your holes, you need to get the dirt out of the holes, you know, gravel or whatever, so that you can loosen this. And this is the first step really in terms of seeing if by loosening the vise you actually eliminate any kind of crossfeed binding. So that's what I'm doing. This one's real tight, but you can see I get it. You just got to get it down in there all the way to be able to loosen it there. And then, you know, making sure it's all the way down. And once you loosen each of these up, then if your crossfeed now is all smooth going left to right, that tells you that what's happening is this is a little bit too over tight, and sometimes the vices are not perfectly flat on the bottom. On the new ones, we're machining the vise just so that it's really flat. But on some of the older saws, this vise casting, and this goes back to also the originals built back in the 50s and the 60s, that vise casting is not always perfectly flat. So if you're finding any kind of binding in that crossfeed when you crank over, loosen the bolts up, see if that improves it. If that improves it, then just snug them down. They don't have to be super tight, and that will get you functioning. I mean, these were a little bit tighter than they needed to be, but that gives you a little bit of idea of how do you solve that problem if you've got a crossfeed and it's binding. This crossfeed's really nice on this saw here. So anyway, that's a quick video, give you a tip.